Get over here. 9:03. Welcome into our daily show on this 20th day. Man, I'm loud today. On this 20th day of January, it's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, President's Day, and Inauguration Day. And today, at the end of the show, we will be bringing you a little bit of the swearing-in ceremony of Donald Trump. So that'll come down the pipeline. But here's what's happening in the next couple of minutes. Cora Miller will join us with Mr. Wilkerson from the Granite City Swing Band, and we'll get all the details on their upcoming event with the Alton Community Service League, and really just a great way to kickstart the day. 1010, that's for Grid Solar, and we're going to get the latest from them. We haven't talked to Grid in a while, so they have my energy bill. They were supposed to, kind of fill me in on how I was looking. Would solar be right for me? So I'm curious to see if that's the case, and we'll find out soon enough. Hey, and then after that, like I said, we'll bring you the inauguration. Sorry, there's something going on with my headphones today. I don't know if my microphone's sounding weird to you or not, but it's just something's off here. We'll take you to top of the hour news now, nonetheless, at 9:04. Here's what you need to know. Make sure you sign up for that daily email update where you can join myself and over 70,000 people that are in the know each and every day of the work week and on Saturdays with Around the Riverbend. We'll take you to Alton first. In a case that was followed by many, DeAndre Holloway has been sentenced to 60 years for murdering pregnant woman Lisa Dodd. DeAndre Holloway, 25, has been sentenced to 60 years in prison after pleading guilty to the heinous decapitation murder of Lisa Dodd, a pregnant woman in her Alton apartment on June the 9th, 2022. Holloway admitted to first-degree murder, intentional homicide of an unborn child, and concealment of a homicidal death. Dodd's mother discovered her daughter's body after losing contact with her. The case raised questions about Holloway's mental fitness, leading to psychological evaluations. The Illinois Supreme Court ruled an unborn child cannot be considered a second murder victim for life sentence purposes. Prosecutors hope the conviction brings closure to Dodd's family. Also in the news today, the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity has launched the second round of equipment upgrades grant program that allocates $2.4 million to support local grocery stores. Governor Pritzker emphasized the importance of ensuring families have access to fresh, nutritious food, particularly in food-insecure communities. Grants range from $25,000 to $250,000. And they will be available for independent grocers with fewer than 500 employees. Applications will be accepted until December the 15th of this year. The initiative aims to enhance grocery stores' operations and prevent the emergence of new food deserts across Illinois, reinforcing the state's commitment to food accessibility. And we do have an update for you in that tragic incident involving those two horses on 255. The two crashes involving those horses on Interstate 255 southbound near Fosterburg Road did result in minor injuries to those two individuals on January the 16th. According to the Illinois State Police, the horses involved were fatally injured. The first incident occurred around 5:41 p.m. when a Chevrolet Malibu swerved to avoid the horses that were standing in the roadway, leaving the road and striking a ditch. The driver, 23 years of age, reported no injuries. Shortly after, a Chevrolet Traverse collided with the same horse, causing the vehicle to leave the roadway as well. Now this time, a 69-year-old male driver and a 62-year-old female passenger were taken to a nearby hospital with minor injuries. The southbound lanes of Interstate 255 were reopened around 7 p.m. that evening, but just to follow up to that tragic incidents that did occur on January the 16th. Also in the news today, I-255 is set to close for 6 months for a major rehabilitation project. The Illinois Department of Transportation has announced a complete closure of Interstate 255 for 6 months starting February the 1st, weather permitting. The project will rehabilitate and resurface 3.5 miles of Interstate from Illinois 157 to Illinois 15 in St. Clair County. By opting for a full closure, the project will be completed in 6 months rather than 2 years, saving taxpayers roughly $10 million. In additional road improvements, the project includes bridge repairs and safety enhancements. Motorists advised to expect delays and utilize alternate routes during this closure. Finally in the news today, the East Alton Police Department, you saw this first on RiverBender, assisted the United States Marshal's Office in delivering a felony warrant on January the 17th in the 300th block of Cobb. During the delivery attempt, police made another arrest that was linked to a separate case, as confirmed by East Alton Police Chief Scott Golecki. Unfortunately, the primary target of the felony warrant was not located during this operation. The chief indicated charges related to the additional arrest are expected to be available next week, providing further developments, and we'll keep you updated as we hear them on this ongoing investigation. For more information on that story, RiverBender.com/news. We'll take you right to weather now. It's 5 degrees, and I am just not here for it today, folks. The cold weather advisory has been issued at 2:45. It started today, and it will run until January 21st tomorrow at 12 noon. Very cold wind chills as low as 20 below are expected in portions of south central, southwest, and west central Illinois, along with east central, and northeast Missouri. From midnight tonight to noon today, impacts the dangerous cold wind chills could result in hypothermia or frostbite if precautions are not taken. Please utilize and inform others about the overnight warming locations in the Metro East. Currently 6 degrees in downtown Alton. The positive side of things is it feels like 12 out there. Today, frigid with times of cold and sun. Breezy this afternoon. Tonight, partly cloudy and frigid. Extended time outside can lead to hypothermia, and unprotected pipes may freeze, leave a drip going, so you don't have to worry about any of those major issues when those pipes unthaw. Air quality overall today is 23, which is good. Temperatures will reach 20 degrees today, so that's pretty cool on the 20th day of January. Dropping down to 1 overnight as we head into Tuesday. On Tuesday, a high of 11, a low of 7 degrees, and on Wednesday, a high of 34, partly sunny skies, a low of 22. Man, that'll feel like a heat wave. On Thursday, a high of 33, a low of 17, cloudy skies all day on Thursday, and then on Friday, we see partly sunny skies with a high of 40 degrees and a low of 25. So there is hope and relief in sight from this bitter cold. You can stay up to date in real time all the time on your weather forecast by going to RiverBender.com/weather, or just call that landmark phone number. Yeah, we own that. 618-465-4545 for the time and temp line, this time powered by Tom Lane. He's your local State Farm agent. Hey, make sure you also stay informed on all of the alerts that you need by texting RB to 618-202-4618 to sign up for instant updates on breaking news, breaking sport alerts, along with weather updates all along the way. We'll take a quick break at 9:12, but before we do, let me fill you in on Hainer Library. You know, they're truly the best. At Hainer Library, they have so many great programs that are going on right now, and it's really easy to see why Hainer truly is just such a great community partner. You know, on the first and last Monday of each and every month, Hainer joins us to fill us in on all of the latest developments, but each and every week, Lacey McDonald from the Genealogy and Local History Department, she joins us and she brings us the latest on what she researches for the region with her 100 Years Ago articles. You know, it's just a little bit of a taste of what you can expect when you go into Hainer Library. We're on their homepage right now, and as you see, the Cool to Be Kind Amnesty Program is running until January the 31st, plus upcoming events such as the Story Times, the X's and So's crafting program, which is huge, plus the Teen Graphic Writer Novels Guild, plus Books and Bees Story Time, and upcoming presentations and events all along the way. You can stay up to date by going to HainerLibrary.org or just follow them on social media. If you don't have your library card yet, I'm actually going to yell at you. They've been a sponsor of this show for 2 years, and I've been screaming from the mountaintops, get a library card. Why haven't you? You know, you can get access to Biblio Plus streaming. That's free movies, free TV, ads are off of it, by the way, so it's ad-free with your Hainer Library card, plus so much more to unlock. Go to How Do I tab on the screen there. You click Get a Library Card. You put your address in. Boom, taken care of, courtesy of our friends at Hainer Library. That's HainerLibrary.org for the website to follow along at home. And don't forget to tell them that you know who sent you over their way, because, you know, it's a team affair. All right, we'll take a quick break. But let's take a look at downtown Alton on this Monday.
I've thought about us for a long, long time. Maybe I think too much, but something's wrong. There's something here that doesn't last too long. Maybe I shouldn't think of you as...
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
But I keep on thinking about you, sister golden hair surprise. And I just can't live without you. Can't you see it in my eyes? Now I've been one more correspondent, and I've been two parts.
Oh, man, welcome back. 9:17. It is a little cold outside. I don't know how you guys were brave enough to do this. I very much thank you for your efforts today. So, where do we start? It's cold, but on in a couple of weeks, the warmth of the Speakeasy swing dance, all the happiness in that room, all the electricity, keeping everybody warm this winter.
It'll be hot.
It will be hot, and I'm excited for it.
One of the
Now,
hottest events.
well, Jill, Cora, the last time you were promoting an event, and how did it go?
Very well.
Really nice.
It was
Great.
The,
Wine tasting.
The wine tasting, yes. And
Yeah,
it
we
was
met our
very
goal
well.
Did you?
of fundraising.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
A little over 3,000. We
We brought
netted.
that in. Yeah, that was our net, and we also were able to support the grant program through that, and that's why we do this. We no longer have the gift wrap station at the mall. So,
By the way, I learned something because of that. I have no skills to live on my own. The community, the gift wrapping station was my lifeline, Tom. Okay, I go. It was great, and all of a sudden, I learned this year that I am just I'm a gift bag guy.
Okay.
Look at that. That's okay.
Some
though.
people didn't even get them wrapped.
That's right. And we
I saved us all the hassle. I just said I'll take care of it.
just get pretty ribbons. That takes care of everything.
Yeah.
We had a wonderful event then, and we're going to have a wonderful event now.
Well, and Cora, you and Jill both have, really just had fun with this stuff. And that's what makes it good.
Yes.
Because you can't really have a successful event without some excitement, without enjoying what you're doing. And it seems like you two have become like a dynamic duo for the Service League.
Thank you.
Yes, we enjoy it.
Doing these events and the creative part and coming up with these ideas, and then also finding the raffle items and things like that. It's just fun.
Well, and coming up on February the 21st, that's the date of the event where you can mark your calendars. We are a month and a day away.
Yeah.
We are.
How many months have you spent working on this?
About 6.
Yeah.
Wow.
About 6 months.
Well, and see, it's so important that you all talk about the grants, too, because you've just opened up this year's applications, didn't you? Didn't I just see that recently?
Yes.
And
that
how do we
recently occurred.
Yeah, how do we apply? If a nonprofit organization or an individual needs the help, I don't know the qualifications. I always forget that.
There is a grants committee.
Yeah. There's a number. There's a phone
Within
number. And
the
they
group.
call that and ask for an application.
Okay.
Everything's done by application.
Okay.
They would fill out a grant application, and they would tell what it is they need. Many times we will fund special projects for nonprofits. It has to be a nonprofit, preferably 501c3. And usually the grants are approved, but they can't be funded by somebody else, like
Gotcha.
United Way or be on tax rolls.
Gotcha.
It's otherwise not funded.
Yeah.
So
I saw there's a morning show category you guys added this year, and I really appreciate that. I'm just kidding.
I'm absolutely
A guest appearance here on
I'm all about it.
Yeah, that's right. And this is what I just think's great is because you guys do so much good, and what I like about it too is it brings you can see the morale in the group always. You know what I'm saying? Like with your guys' events, it's not one of those things where you go and you're kind of like, okay, well this is nice. You want to go to it because it's fun.
And we have fun. We have fun at everything we do.
Yeah.
If you can't enjoy yourself, why come out?
Well, and coming up on the 21st, Tom, you are going to be having some fun yourself. So fill me in on the group here.
Yeah. So the Granite City Swing Band, we call it the GC Swing Band because, we don't just play in Granite City.
Right.
And obviously we're up here in Wood River. And we do a monthly dance down in Granite City, a free dance. And it's a community band, which means we don't get paid. We're all volunteers. But we play a wide variety of things, music, from, back in the 20s, 30s, 40s, the big band era, the things you'd expect, the Glenn Miller, the Tommy Dorsey, all that stuff. But we also get into 60s, 70s. We do some current kind of, I guess I shouldn't say current dance tunes, but we'll do some 60s, 70s. My wife reminds me, I'll do a new song from the 70s. She's like, that's not new. But some ballads from there.
That's cool.
But, and you came to the gig we did in Bethalto, and we pulled out Jump, Jive, and Wail, me and our excellent vocalist, Stephanie Nunes.
Yeah.
And she just has the greatest voice, and she'll be singing a lot of things. She gets out with the audience and gets around and goes to
Very
town.
interactive.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And it seems like every every month, Cora, you've probably seen this. When we play down in Granite City, there's a gentleman named Frank. He says, Tom, I want you to do Sweet Caroline. Well, I get out and do it because I have my other shows that I do, and so I'm always out in the public and doing things and stuff.
And I saw some of the videos that Cora posted on her Facebook, and you guys can play, man. I mean, whenever, you think of, community bands, you think, this is going to be good musicians. But, I mean, you guys, if you charge $40 a ticket, honestly, I think I'd still pay it because it's really good music.
Oh, sure. And a lot of our guys, we all play with other swing
cool.
bands,
See,
too.
that's really cool.
And, and with some big ones over in St. Louis, there's a disc band in Edwardsville, and that's where actually Stephanie and her dad, 93 years old, playing the trombone, still leading his band, he sings. He croons out the best of them, and some Latin tunes.
Makes me feel bad, Joe. I can't even walk to my car without complaining.
Oh, yeah.
He's talking about that.
Well, okay. Some of us younger guys help, But, we have fun. So.
That's great. Well, and now take me through the nuts and bolts of this one.
The name of the event...
That's what we were deciding. So can we break the ice to the audience and break the fourth wall here? I get way too in my mind about things. I'm like, what am I going to... So when we were getting everybody in the studio, the only thing that was in my head is, what do I put on the lower third? And, Jill just politely said, CJ, Speakeasy Swing Dance sounds so much better. Just throw it on there. But I thought it was like rocket science. Again, making things a molehill, So, the Speakeasy Swing Dance, what are the nuts and bolts of this one?
Well, I guess... you just have to come and enjoy yourself. You get a ticket.
Good answer.
If you want to come and dress in the period, like the 30s or 20s, flapper dress is awesome.
It will be an experience taking you back to the days of a speakeasy and prohibition, and that sound of a swing concert. You don't have to be a dancer. Although included in the price is a swing dance lesson from an excellent instructor, Nancy.
She will become.
Forgot her name.
Norma Kelly.
Oh, really cool.
Norma Kelly.
Norma Kelly.
She's out of Edwardsville. She has her own class. And I went to one of those the other night. It was so much fun.
Well, and the thing is, too, I mean, you hit it, just going back to what you said, Jill, about being an experience. I mean, having that, opportunity to learn something new and to really just have fun with it and really make it, like you said, that overall experience. Because it's not just an event that has the swing band. I mean, you're bringing all the components to it, too.
Exactly.
There will be black and white clips running in the background of like an old movie, like one of the silent old gangster movies, like running in the back.
Oh, that's cool.
Something just to be
add the ambience,
Yeah.
And the decor is fabulous. It's immersive. It's very immersive, and also our VIP tickets, which we only have 16, now only 14 because we've sold 2.
I keep spilling my water. I have a drinking problem. I keep spilling my water everywhere.
Close to the river, that's why. Riverbend,
come to the Speakeasy. Talk about a drinking problem. Okay.
Stole that from Airplane. I'm going to get sued again.
It's actually
But the VIP bags will have like boas in them.
Oh, cool.
So you can throw them on.
headbands.
So it's immersive and interactive.
And that's what I get back to. I wasn't patronizing you guys earlier. You really do work on this for a long time. I mean, and that's why I highly encourage the community to go, because sometimes, I mean, we've all been to the stinker of an event where and Joe, you and I might have been at the same one where we're sitting there going, God dang, we got to get through this, and you're checking your watch. You won't be. You'll just be going, where'd the time go by the time you leave?
Nobody does that at our events.
Well, and besides, the keyboard player's named Tommy, like Tommy Gunn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're going to dress you up.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't we do this? I got to take a quick break and just pay a couple of bills here. We'll come back. We'll talk more about the event. But while we do that, we'll take you out with a little bit of the Granite City Swing Band. How about that? You know,
You
we
found a
can
clip.
do this. I found a couple of these.
Great.
Get access to care for anyone, anywhere, at any time. No appointments, no waiting rooms, no traveling. OSF on call.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Dibs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit VillageDispo.com and shop now.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Looking for the best barbecue in Madison County? Head over to Carver's Barbecue in Godfrey, Illinois. From loaded barbecue nachos to mouth-watering pulled pork, brisket, ribs, and more, Carver's serves up award-winning flavors you'll love. Family-owned, Carver's is all about fresh, made in-house dishes served daily. Come visit us at 2716 Groveland in Godfrey, or give us a call at 618-467-9999. Order online, get it catered, or stop by for the best smoked meats around. Where great flavors meet family tradition, you'll find Carver's Barbecue.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Sharing horizons that are new to us, watching the signs along the way.
Welcome back to our the stops today. I'm telling you what, I am on fire. See, I started with a local podcast, and now all of a sudden we're getting feeds to things. You know, I always just like seeing the draw. Like we were talking about, you know, like what are they talking about? You know, like what's the gossip? You know. I love that whenever the king and queen do stuff too. I live for the royal drama. I'm one of those royal watchers. Oh my God, I live for it.
You love the royal.
Oh, I do. I love the drama. When you never know what Camilla's going to say to somebody, you know, it's always good. Well, you know, before we dive right back into this, you know, it would be important for me to hit on the nuts and bolts of this event, the true nuts and bolts. February the 21st at the Wood River Moose Lodge, which truly is one of the better event venues in the area. It's such a nice space, and
it's been great for us.
They're very accommodating too, from everyone I've talked to. What time does it start?
Well, the actually is open at 5, and the lesson begins at 5. So it's 5 to 5:45, and then the band starts at 6, and it'll go from 6 to 9.
Really cool. So basically you get 4 hours of entertainment on this.
Yes. And that's the whole thing. A lot of people can't dance, or they're not able to dance, but they're the era people. These are my music from the era. They can come and have the concert part and just enjoy the concert part. That's why we call it swing easy, swing dance and concert.
Yeah.
So that people can enjoy the concert part as well as the swing dance part.
Well, and that's really important too, because you know, I'm just saying, I'm like Steve Martin in The Jerk. You couldn't see me dance to save my life, you know. And but I love that movie. But you know, I get kind of, you see people out there. It's like going to the gym, you know, I'm a 145 and there's a power lifter in front of me. You don't want to go out there if there's some pro, but we're all learning together.
Exactly. And some people,
I like it.
Some people are intimidated by saying swing dance or any dance.
It's pretty dynamic, you know. There's a lot going on.
But putting the concert face on it, which you are a concert band. They give concerts.
Oh, we're getting to Tom's music. We're getting to Tom's background here.
And the concert part's just as important as the swing dance.
Oh, it's vital.
Because back in the Speakeasy, you did not have a TV. You back in the era of the 20s, you did not have that. You had some movies, but it was rare to do that, and you had Prohibition that you had to jump through. But the entertainment value back then was very different than today. You didn't have podcasts or TV or cell phones. Oh my goodness, people barely had a phone.
Isn't that wild? I mean, you just make it a good point. I mean, just get something on the news. It took like a hop, skip, and a jump. I mean, now it's like we're on Roku TV. We have all these shit, and all I do is hit a button. It's the most crazy thing, and I have no idea how it works.
When you come to this event, you are coming back into history. You are taking a step back into a time where there was chaos and there were confusion. There were rules being set up that people didn't like. There were great music. There were concerts. There were just impromptu things. It's not like that now. Creativity has changed.
You're right.
So we want to take it back, slow it down a little to a period where things were simpler and so wonderful. When you hear a beat, people would start tapping, playing, dancing. You know, the history of swing dance goes back to the 20s. And it was actually founded in Harlem. And it was a combination of jazz, which was very nuanced and very lovely, and everybody loved jazz. I mean, you can be a jazzman. If you hear a tune you like, you just keep a beat. Start beating it with a stick.
Right.
You know, and you've got music. You've got
And jazz is the American art form.
It really is.
You're like, wow, jazz.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And they would do jazz with the Charleston and the Lindy Loop. The Lindy Loop was really the big thing. It was a combination. It was a combination of doing the jazz steps and the Charleston. And you got the Lindy Loop, which is very popular in St. Louis, by the way. St. Louis has a long history of swing dance.
Well, it really, and on top of that, too, I mean, just jazz alone in St. Louis. I mean, there was a guy, when we did that music show, Hartman and I did, Joe Bosey is amazing. You know, Joe, oh my goodness, you go to Evangeline's, Cora Miller and Joe, you go to Evangeline's and listen to Joe Bosey play. This guy used to play at the Playboy Club and all this stuff. And so it's just, I mean, just jazz alone in St. Louis, not just Joe, but there's so many other guys. and on top of that, you add on the swing dance component of it, and it's really it was more of an expression too, because people were tired of the confines of this kind of really tight society.
Yes.
And on top of that, it goes back to really what Jill was talking about too, and Cora, you brought it up, is, right now everyone's cooped up in their house. It's just a foot of snow. Now it's a degree outside. Please keep your pipes running all day long. If you have an outside exposed pipe and water line, it doesn't matter if the sun's out at 6 degrees, it's going to freeze. There's so many things. But on the 21st, you're giving folks an opportunity to get out, put it all away, put the phone down, listen. The big 4 news stations will be there when you get home. You don't have to watch them 24 hours a day. Right. You can turn it off and just enjoy. And that's what people want right now. Just have fun,
When people never heard of the Lindy Loop, but the Lindy Hoop, and it's known as the Jitterbug.
Oh,
there you go.
That's not hard to do. They're going to play some of that. They're going to play it.
Wham. Yeah, right.
Tom's going to
do
play it.
They're
going to be just like
I do that while Stephanie's singing.
Well, before we get into Tom's component of this,
fun.
Speaking of the 20s, 2020, we had our own mini prohibition going. Remember when all the bars were closed? I will just be honest, now that the statute of limitations are up, I went to church every day of the week at a local watering hole.
Some rural communities still have one place that you have church and then you have bar.
Oh, wow.
Because it's a community building. And especially now, going into a place where you haven't probably been is Alaska. Up in the boroughs of Alaska in the northern tier, they have a community center, and that becomes the church, the school, and it becomes the bar. So it is a one suits all, but that still happens in very rural places.
Wow. Well, and
isn't that interesting?
You're bringing everything today.
All you wanted was the price.
We're getting to that too,
Tom. What about dry counties?
Oh, I think that's not even American. That's not even American.
I never heard of that until I went to Kansas.
Oh, okay.
There is different rules, and like when we do our monthly dance, it's in a community center, and there's no alcohol there. And so this will be an opportunity for those GC Swing Band fans that want to imbibe and have a drink from the 40s, 50s, or the 2020s.
There you go.
Yeah.
They're
can
picking
come
up
and enjoy
on me
a
today.
drink and listen to the swing band. So, I mean, it doesn't happen very often.
Well, and Tom, take me through a little bit too, because you aren't off the hook yet. You're pretty active, not only in just music, but in the community. And Cora was filling me in a little bit. And I think it's really cool that you guys go to like retirement centers and you go just all around and you play music. But take me a little bit just through who Tom is as a musician, your background, if you will, and familiarize the audience.
Right. Well, I worked in IT, which helps when you do computers and keyboards and stuff.
I was hoping he'd say sales so I could offer you a job. We need a salesperson.
Well, I have done sales too, but I'm not going to talk about that. I'm doing sales now.
That's true.
Right now. But no, I do entertain at nursing homes. I do the Tom Show, which is me basically and my wife, and I'll bring in some friends and stuff, and which is like a variety of music. I'll do some Sinatra, I'll put on my hat, or I'll do some oldies. I'm actually starting up one with our church at church nursing homes and that kind of thing, and different hymns, but then popular songs. But I also do an oldies act with an Elvis guy.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah, and he's from Colorado, Ron Cody, and then another guy, Rick, and so we do an oldies show. And it's not just a concert.
Is it Fat Elvis or Young Elvis?
It is skinny Elvis from the late 70s.
Okay, good. Oh, good catch.
Yeah,
well, the reason
he looks like him, but he's a little shorter. Some people are like, oh, he's a little shorter. Well,
the reason because when I did pro wrestling all the time, my jacket was designed by the B&K people that have all the costumes. It's great. So I turned a jumpsuit into a jacket, and I'm telling you, it weighed more than I did.
Yeah. No, he's got all these fancy belts he gets from a guy in Indiana, and
That's the same guy.
Yeah. Cliff. Yeah, everybody Everybody knows Cliff. If you do Elvis.
Oh my God. Well, and Tom, how can people reach out though if a nursing? Because a lot of people watch, that are in admin and stuff and do assisted living and all that, and just do community events.
Sure.
If they're wanting to, how do they reach out and say, Tom, we want you to come play?
Oh, give me a call. 618-531-6153. That's 618-531-6153.
What's your radio background, Tom?
I do not have a radio background.
Are you sure? Because you read that number twice, and that's how I know a veteran's in front of me.
I was not mass comm, but I was business.
I thought you did a radio show because that was perfect. You always tell that's the secret.
That radio voice.
I'm telling you, it was. It's perfect. I was going to ask if you could fill in for me tomorrow.
I play at church and I do things and I have MC'd a lot of things.
Tomorrow's Tuesday, so.
And with the swing band and the piano and up front, a lot of times I am the MC. If our director, Butch Mestemacher, which I didn't mention his name, but he's our director,
awesome.
and then Bill Simpson's our band manager, and so he helps with all these things too.
How many people y'all have a part of that?
Well, there's anywhere from usually about 16, 17, something like that.
Oh, wow. Thank you for this.
Yeah. 16 or 17. But we've had as many as 20. It depends on how many trumpet players show up, No, I'm just kidding.
I was taking you serious.
I didn't say that.
No, you would have got me.
It's a community band. We all have lots of things that's happening here. I just threw that in because of the speakeasy aspect. But we'll do concerts also for MAPO. It's a Midwest area professional organization. Butch is a member of that, and we do an awards thing and concert for them, and we do a lot of different concerts.
With that being said, if you guys are interested, and we'll put this in the article too, in that write-up on the swing band, is January, we missed that one. February the 8th, March the 8th, April 12th, May the 10th, June the 14th, July the 12th, August 9th, September 13th, October 11th, and November the 8th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Granite City Township Hall, 2060 Delmar Avenue. That's in Granite. Free dances on the second Saturday of every month.
Every month.
Ballroom dancing with a live big band for your dancing and listening pleasures, but you can bring your own snacks and drinks, but no alcohol at this one.
No alcohol.
That's right.
No.
Who needs it when you got the electricity of the swing band?
You don't need it. It's amazing how quickly those 2 hours go past. People are moving and tapping and singing along.
You're giving us an extra hour on the 21st.
This is awesome. Yes.
Look at that.
Yeah.
And this band is going to be remembered. It's really a fabulous band, and I think anyone that comes to this is going to remember it for a long time, and maybe even come to the swing dances, which are open.
I think they're going to.
They will.
Well, and I wanted to let's really dive into this too, because you guys really put out all this stuff. So going back to that experience, Jill.
Yes.
And I haven't heard from you in a while, Jill.
No, I'm just. I think I talked a lot at the first segment.
Oh, so. Cora's time. Cora, you're on the hot seat. All right, where were you Saturday at 7:30 p.m.? No, hold on.
Give me this and I'll tell you.
Well, I wanted to bring in though the all-encapsulating event. It includes some specialty cocktails and stuff. I know that you were talking about that. But before we touch on the cocktails, here's how much you guys need to save up. It's not even probably an hour's worth of work for some of you. This is an affordable ticket price. Tickets are just $35 for general admission, and only 16 VIP tickets left. What comes with that?
Oh, you get a little package of goodies. One is a swag bag, and in the swag bag there are several things, as Jill was talking about. A little boa wrap, a headband. I think the gal who's putting the swag bags together is looking for getting a little necklace to go in there. There may be a scratch off in there. And there's definitely an opportunity to do something extremely special. Everyone that has a swag bag gets to put a little ticket that's inside that bag into a silver bowl. That silver bowl will draw from those 18 people. There's only 8 tables for the VIPs. We'll draw from those 18, and one of them will get to conduct a number with the band.
Oh, that's cool! Look at that, Tom!
And
what do you know?
Did you know that?
And
congratulations, Tom!
And guess
sleigh
what?
ride.
And guess what? That person will get their own baton.
Oh,
Yes.
is it signed by the band?
It will be. It'll be. There'll be something special with it. I won't say what, but there'll be something special with it.
Well, and I just think it's so cool. $50 for those VIP tickets. It includes that special high top table for two, makes it that really lounge experience.
Yes, very nice.
And now the vintage trunk raffle tickets.
Oh yes,
we have not talked about the vintage trunk, Jill.
It's very cool.
It's pure cedar inside.
The trunk was donated by Honeybee Vintage.
She's got a great thing going on. Doesn't Melissa got a great thing going on?
She is a community player. She knows how to be really,
came on the
really
show,
special.
and I'm telling you what, she's got a bass behind her too. She came on the show, and I mean, the whole county tuned in. It seemed like everyone loved Honeybee Vintage.
She supports us. Totally.
She supports the community at large too. That's good for everyone to know too. Just because Melissa does support everyone.
Well, she donated this lovely trunk, and it's pure cedar lined. It's gorgeous.
How big is that? I could fit in it.
You could. It's very big.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at that.
It's like one of those travel trunks.
Yes. It looks
That's
like
even cooler. I like that a lot.
It looks like it's been on a train or two.
Oh,
it's very cool. It's all brass lined, as you can see it.
Yeah.
It's going to have lots of goodies in it. We have picked up some other things from her place.
Hand selected and curated all the goodies in there.
Yes.
Have you?
Yes. Yes.
If you notice on this, you'll see one of the very historic little cookie jars from Sears, no less. It was the green froggy.
Okay, that is the coolest thing. That is so cool.
It's so cool. And you've got this old time wine alcohol decanter.
Yeah.
We actually, because the day was so about bourbon and whiskey, that was the era of the swing dance and the speakeasies, bourbon and whiskey. And so we have picked up some really good whiskey and bourbon. So that is going to be served with this wine decanter, the whiskey decanter.
Oh, that's cool.
And there is a jar of peaches there, right?
Moonshine peaches.
Yeah, that's what they are. Moonshine peaches.
I've been around the block for
There's a vintage style phone. There's an Amazon gift card. There's a lot of things,
cool as heck.
Isn't it? And it's real. It works. And then one of the things that a lot of people love is to collect those old buttons. The buttons are all the way back.
I like Ike or something.
All
Is that
kinds of buttons.
political buttons?
All kinds. There's so many different buttons in this jar, and everybody is excited about the button jar.
That's cool.
And some
Buttons
of it is
from a
mother
dress.
of pearl, and all buttons have a history. You pull them out. If you know an archaeologist at all, which our daughter is, Sarah, she was excited about the button jar. She loved it. I won't go through that. I said, no, this is for whoever wins it. They get to go through it.
That's so cool.
These on the top are just some of the things that will be in this trunk.
Well, and then you got an Amazon gift card and the whole kit and caboodle. Carnival-covered glass bowls.
Isn't that
knotted
pretty?
quilt.
Yes.
A knotted hand.
That is
quilt.
cool.
Yeah, isn't that pretty?
Yeah, it is beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Spring colors.
Yes.
Right, that time of year.
It is. Well, and a good quilt.
Kind of the Valentine
It's beautiful.
month.
Well, it's Easter.
It'll be after Valentine's
It'll be
Day,
perfect
but-
for Easter.
Yeah.
There'll be some old things and new. There'll be spirits in there. And down at the bottom, you'll see a little wicker basket that looks like a top hat. Mm-hmm. Isn't that cute? We've got some wine.
Oh, yeah.
We got some wine in that. So the tickets for these are $5 a piece or $5 for $20.
It does say the kitchen sink comes with it. So how much are tickets again?
They're $5 a piece.
That's it?
Yeah.
Good for you
Or you
guys.
get one extra one for $20.
So 5 for 20 or 5 a piece?
Yeah.
Oh, I love this. You guys are kicking butt and taking names. How about this?
So this is a really special treasure chest.
What are the...
That's only some of the things that I named.
Well, and that's just another part of that. So
Yes.
for $35, you get this, and you don't need to be present to win. That's the other
Not
thing.
for this. That's correct.
Not for that. Not for the trunk. But from 5 o'clock to 5:45, you get that complimentary dance lesson with your ticket for $35. You also get, for VIP tickets, you get a special high top table for 2 swag bags more, plus for $5 a piece or 5 for $20, that vintage trunk raffle that has just everything in it that you could want, but also the specialty cocktails. Let's talk about that.
Oh, well, we have a couple of, we did a little bit of homework, as you would expect us to do. We found a couple of drinks of the day, and some of them are still popular today.
But she didn't bring any in, though.
Yeah, I was kind of bummed.
Yeah, I know, right, yeah.
Well, I didn't have the special ingredients, but, one of them is called a sidecar.
Oh.
Isn't that interesting? The sidecar was introduced in London, and it was intervened with an American captain during World War I, and he named it after a motorcycle that he used to take, a motorcycle sidecar to work.
Sounds
every
like
day.
that drink's pretty dangerous.
Yeah,
with the Tommy gun.
It's got brandy.
El Capone. Close to Valentine's Day. You don't want to mess.
Didn't he like the gin Ricky? The gin Ricky is
So what's in a drink? What's
the
in
sidecar?
Yeah, what's in
the
that one?
sidecar is it's bourbon.
Oh.
It's 2 ounces of bourbon. That's a good amount of bourbon.
I'll double that.
A lemon juice and an orange twist.
Oh, that's cool.
It.
That
That's
sounds
the
good,
sidecar.
though. That sounds good.
Good on the way to work, right?
On a cold
Another
morning.
really cool one.
Only if you have a
Forget
Tesla.
energy drink.
Only if you have a Tesla, so you can auto drive.
Here's one. It's called the Bee's Knees.
Oh, okay. What's in that
The Bee's
one?
Knees. Okay, it's named Bee's Knees. It's derived from a playful expression from the 1920s, meaning the best or excellent. So
It's the
a
bee's
true
knees.
phrase
That's
to the
right.
cocktail.
That's why the B sign fell down.
That's right.
It's made from illicit
That's
gin.
good, Tom.
Illicit gin, and it's very polished with a good fresh profile. And it comes with 2 ounces of gin. That's a very nice drink. It has 3/4 ounce of lemon juice and honey syrup.
Huh, that sounds good.
Isn't that nice? There you go, Bee's Knees.
There you go.
And the gin Ricky is still popular today, and that's made with lime and gin and ice cubes.
Oh, wow.
And maybe a little bit of sugar.
Oh.
But it's these are just some of them that may be available. The other one that's popular, that's still working today, is the Manhattan. That was a very popular drink back there in New York City.
Wow.
That's where that was created. And it is 2 ounces of whiskey, 1 ounce of sweet vermouth, and some bitters.
There you go.
It's actually a pretty popular drink. It's got cherry or lemon extract. So usually the ones that I made when I was tending bar was cherry.
Oh, okay.
So...
Well, you know, when I was tending bar, they said, CJ, you don't work here. Please step away from the bar.
Well, that would be me telling you.
Hey, bartender. Hey, bartender. Give me one. 2 more glasses of beer.
I'm telling you, I'm on fire today. With that being
Well,
said...
you're always on fire around me.
That's right, Cora. Tickets are
firebug.
Tickets are $35. VIP tickets are $50, but you only have about a couple of days left to get those because there's only a handful left.
We have limited amounts because of space. We can't oversell because of the fire marshal. So people who are selling,
that guy's not forgiving.
No. No,
Not at all.
And the moose is wonderful.
They
the
take
venue
care
is
of
the
people.
moose, yes. And what we're doing for this event is to help sustain our grant program.
Yeah.
Without the money to sustain it, which the gift wrap was a mighty source for revenue.
Well, I'm sure it
people
was.
supported that in a very big way. So now we are without that particular stream of revenue. So we're trying to make it happen, continue to make it happen for the benevolent community nonprofits that we have. And that's not easy to do when you have a lot of makeup. And so we were able to raise $3,000 for the wine tasting. We're hoping to be
That's
able
a
to
good
pull
showing.
this in.
Good job, guys.
Was
Yeah,
excellent. We were very pleased with it. The Moose did a fabulous job. Their people who put that on help us greatly with that. So
They're wonderful. They're really wonderful.
We also have food the night of the Speakeasy.
There'll even be appetizers.
Appetizers.
What's the food?
Food.
Well,
the dollar roll.
Yeah,
with
little
roast beef,
silver dollar, little. You know the size of the little silver dollar sandwiches.
Oh, okay.
Those size, small. They're hors d'oeuvres. We will have deviled eggs.
Oh, cool.
And that is back in the day, people ate a lot of eggs because they were inexpensive.
I
cheap.
gotcha. Yeah.
And at the time of the 20s and 30s, it was hard. It was financially hard, but people loved to party and have fun. It was a release. It was a release from a lot of things back then. A lot of changes going on in the world and in the United States. And so eggs were predominantly a major source. So we have a chef at the Moose now who loves to do things like this, and he'll make deviled eggs, and he'll put all kinds of little things on different ones.
Oh, that's
like
cool.
Paprika, a little bit of olive, and we'll have those little barbecue weenies. Yeah, we'll have some of those. We'll have crackers and cheese. It's just hors d'oeuvres. Nobody wants a heavy meal when you're going out swing dancing.
That's right.
It's snack and run.
Well, honestly, I could eat like those trays like crackers and cheese. I could live off of those. Those are pretty good. All right, with that being said, it's almost 10 o'clock, so we got to take a break for top of the hour news. But make sure that you follow along. You can go find out more information by going to the Eventbrite, or you can call 618-444-7011 and make sure you stop by the event.
I gotta come over here and show this to people.
Okay, show them.
Yes, because
Eventbrite.
Well, you're going to put it on the site, too.
You got to put it on the camera there, Cora.
There
you go. And
look at that right there. Yeah, you can actually hit that QR code and get your tickets right now.
There you go.
Right
Go
now.
ahead and
That's
scan
what you
that.
wanted to show.
Okay. Jill,
get those tickets.
Jill, Tom, and Cora, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
We'll take a quick break. We'll come back for our top of the hour news break. And when we do, we'll have more fun in the 618. You stay there. I'll stay here on RiverBender.com, Roku TV.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. Which is good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Divs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit villagedispo.com and shop now.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Welcome back to our daily show. Here's CJ.
I'll be over the edge now in no time at all. I'm falling faster and faster and faster with no time to stall.
In just about an hour's time, we'll see the conclusion of the transfer of power as Joe Biden will be making that walk to Marine One for the final time and getting a presidential send-off, and Donald Trump will be sworn in less than an hour. We'll take you there to the Capitol. No analysts, none of that pundit stuff. Just the peaceful transition of power and the swearing-in ceremonies will be here in just about an hour's time. But really, just a great shot there of Marine One there in the Capitol, right there in Washington, D.C., and really just great to see the ceremony of it all, and we'll take you there, like I said, at the top of the hour. Now, though, top of the hour news on this Monday morning, here's what you need to know. The East Alton Police Department, you heard it first on RiverBender, assisted the United States Marshal's Office in delivering a felony warrant on the 17th of January in the 300th block of Cobb. Here's what we know. During the delivery attempt, police made another arrest that was linked to a separate case, as confirmed by the Chief of Police for East Alton. Unfortunately, the primary target of the felony warrant not located during this operation. The chief indicated charges are related to an additional arrest or expected to be available this week, and we'll provide you further developments once we hear the latest. The city of Edwardsville has announced that businesses on the 200th block of North Main Street will remain open and accessible as improvement projects progress. The initiative aims to enhance infrastructure and aesthetics, bringing significant upgrades to the area. While construction affects local favorites like Source Juicery and Ed's Delicatessen, customers can still access these establishments from the north edge of the construction zone adjacent to public parking. Scheduled improvements include ADA accessible entrances, enhanced fire suppression services, and better drainage. Local officials thank the community for their patience and encourage supporting these businesses during this construction period. Also in the news today, Chris Rhodes had this story for us. DeAndre Holloway, 25, has been sentenced to 60 years in prison after pleading guilty to the brutal decapitation murder of Lisa Dodd, a pregnant woman, in her Alton apartment on June the 9th, 2022. Holloway admitted to first-degree murder, intentional homicide of an unborn child, and concealment of a homicidal death. Dodd's mother discovered her daughter's body after losing contact with her. The case raised questions about Holloway's mental fitness. It led to psychological evaluations. The Illinois Supreme Court did rule that an unborn child cannot be considered a second murder victim for life sentence purposes. Prosecutors hope the conviction brings closure to Dodd's family, as DeAndre Holloway has been sentenced to 60 years for the murder of Lisa Dodd. Also in the news today, the Illinois Department of Transportation has announced a complete closure of Interstate 255 for 6 months starting February the 1st, weather permitting. The project will rehabilitate and resurface 3.5 miles of Interstate from Illinois 157 to Illinois 15 in St. Clair County. By opting for a full closure, the project will be completed in 6 months rather than 2 years, saving taxpayers roughly $10 million. In addition to road improvements, the project includes bridge repairs and safety enhancements. Motorists are advised to expect delays and utilize alternate routes during this closure. And finally, in the news today, Todd and Leslie McGill, have revealed that Wild Pickens Winery in Chesterfield will be closing its doors to the public and transform into a private event center. The beloved establishment, known for its food, wine, and live music, ceased operations on the 1st of January. The McGills expressed their gratitude for the community's support over the years, and they emphasized the decision was not made lightly. The winery will now focus on hosting weddings and private events while they remodel the venue. The future of the property remains open, with hopes of finding the right buyer for the property. And that's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend. We'll take a look at weather. It's warming up out there. Man. 8 degrees. It feels like 14. That weather advisory has been issued, and it will be in effect until tomorrow at noon. Cold wind chills as low as 21 below zero, negative 21-degree wind chills in portions of south central, southwest, and west central Illinois, along with central, east central, and northeast Missouri from midnight tonight to noon on Tuesday. The dangerous cold wind chills as low as 20 below zero could cause frostbite and on exposed skin in as little as 30 minutes. If you know of anybody in need for the overnight warming locations, if somebody's heater goes out at home, make sure they're aware of the opportunities that are available for them and the resources that are available for them to keep everybody as safe as possible. Today, frigid with times of clouds and sun, breezy this afternoon and tonight, partly cloudy and frigid. Be careful, the risk of hypothermia is out there tonight. Plus, unprotected pipes will freeze. If you need to, leave a drip running so that way you don't have to worry about a very big mess once the weather warms up. Air quality right now is at 28. As far as temperatures today, they'll reach 20 degrees. That'll be our high temperature. Drop down to 1 degree overnight as we head into Tuesday. On Tuesday, a high of 10. A low of 7 degrees, and on Wednesday, a high of 34, a low of 24. On Thursday, a high of 33, a low of 17, partly sunny skies, no rain in the forecast. On Friday, a high of 35 and a low of 25 degrees. That's a look at the next 5 days, but here's what's happening now, my friends, in the heart of the 618. On this 20th day of this first month of the year, I can get creative. It's 8 degrees. It's 8 degrees. It feels like 14 out there for time and temperature. 618-465-4545. This time powered by Bounce Back, Rehab, Recover, and Return Home. You can also stay up to date in real time all the time by going to RiverBender.com/weather. And make sure you stay up to date on our RB SMS notifications, all at the touch of a button. Hey, while I have you, let me fill you in on our friends at Village Dispensary. You saw that right. You buy flour from 93 Boys, you get a penny pre-roll. How about that? That's just how you start your week on a Monday at Village Dispo. We're at villagedispo.com. You know, Village Dispensary is all about, really just providing you the best experience, being that community partner. And on Monday, you roll into the week with your friends at Village. This is what I think so cool. We're talking 30% off downtime, half gram disposables. You can get a penny 10-pack of sour peach gummies with the purchase. Let me repeat that again because I botched that whole read. 30% off downtime, half gram disposables. Plus, you get a penny 10-pack of sour peach gummies with the purchase while supplies last. Plus, 30% off Essence pre-rolls and pre-roll packs. Purchase flour from 93 Boys. You see that on the screen. You get a pre-roll for a penny. It's special at Village Dispensary. Every day is a great day. The inventory makes Willie Nelson blush. I'm telling you what, once you go once, you'll keep going back. And think about it, no hangover needed. VillageDispo.com. Don't forget to place your order, because anytime you think of Village Dispensary, this is what you'll be thinking.
I wanna be high.
access to care for anyone, anywhere, at any time. No appointments, no waiting rooms, no traveling. OSF on call.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Dibs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit villagedispo.com and shop now.
Picture This and More has been a trusted name in the Alton community for more than 30 years, with the last 3 being right here on Broadway. We specialize in quality framing at affordable prices. We also feature works by local artists because we're proud of our community. If you have valued treasures to display and preserve, we're sure to have the perfect fit with our large selection of custom framing and display options. Whatever color, shape, or size, Picture This and More has the look you need. Stop by today and let us help you with your next project.
Welcome back. We're going to come back here a little bit early just because the former presidents of the United States are making their way into the Capitol. And we'll take you there now just to see some of the sights and sounds of this. Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton just walking by. And we'll take you right back to it as the introductions are being made here. And just seeing as I believe George Bush will be walking out here in just a few moments, but just something that bringing you the sights and sounds of it. You see Bill Clinton there on the right side of the screen, and now the 44th president or 43rd president of the United States, George W. Bush, with the former First Lady making their appearance to the Capitol as they are off to the right, greeted by former President Clinton over there, and just great to see the sights and sounds of that ceremony. And Barack Obama will be making his appearance in just a few moments. We'll also be seeing Joe Biden making his appearance into the rotunda in a couple of minutes, as well as we're getting closer and closer, about 45 minutes away from the inauguration in the Capitol Rotunda. We're going to keep it here just to see former President Obama make his appearance, and just seeing the sights and sounds of this as we're on this Inauguration Day, President's Day, and Martin Luther King Jr. Day. We are going to play a conversation with Paul Pitts. We thought Grid Solar would be coming in today, but we'll reschedule as we see the 44th President of the United States, Barack Obama, making his appearance. Michelle Obama, not a part of the inauguration today, as he's greeted there by former President Clinton and saying hi to the former presidents as he's making his way down to his position there for the inauguration. With that being said, we'll bring you back and forth through back and forth to the Capitol as we're getting closer and closer to the swearing-in ceremony, and just keeping you posted here to RiverBender.com. And like I said, in a way that's not, anything about a political analyst's thoughts or any of the pundits' spin on things, but just the inauguration right here on your daily dose of local. It is Martin Luther King Jr. Day here as well, and Paul Pitts joined us just a couple of days ago as the Chief Justice just made his way into and the Supreme Court justices just entered the rotunda. Paul Pitts joined us, and it was such a fascinating conversation. We have a couple of minutes until the official proceedings begin, but he had a really great event that was scheduled for today. Crystal Officer is speaking up at Mountain Joy Church, and just wanted to bring you some of the conversation before we go take you back into the Capitol. So we'll bring you a little bit of that, and we'll come back with more Daily Show just in a couple of minutes, but just wanted to make sure that you were aware of just that little bit of a change. We'll bring you in and out of the sights of the inauguration, but now that conversation on Martin Luther King Day about the Martin Luther King Jr. event with Paul Pitts right here on RiverBender.com. Welcome back to our daily show. The time is 10:18 on this 13th day of January, and it's a cold one out there, Mr. Pitts. It's cold.
It is.
I got to ask you, how's the commute? Roads good now?
Yeah, the roads are very good until I got near the building.
I'm telling you, it's a nightmare around the building still.
And I see the city public works department is still
they're out there working
up the street.
Well, and really excited to have you in the studio today. And I was reading a little bit about your bio, and just to know a little bit about you, man. You have an incredible story. Not to patronize you, I really mean that. And then you've done a little bit of it all. From school boards to you name it. And I got to ask you, where you're at now in life, before we go into any part of the conversation, do you feel like the mission's accomplished, with all the public service and all the different programs and just boards you were a part of?
Well, I think there's still more work to be done.
Mm-hmm.
That's a legacy that I inherited from my father and my grandfather and my mother.
And, take me through a little bit of your upbringing, if it's okay, because I know that you were part of a pretty large family. You were the third of 9 children. Right. Busy household, huh?
Right. Well, I grew up in West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
We call it the Ohio Valley, right on the Ohio River in Wheeling, West Virginia.
Is that near Appalachia?
Well, we're at the foothills.
Okay.
You're
gotcha.
the only person in decades that mentioned the Appalachian,
okay.
The foothill. We're actually Wheeling, West Virginia, the northern part of West Virginia, the eastern part of Ohio, and the western part of Pennsylvania. We're all in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, and it comes down to the Ohio River.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, which is the Ohio River is formed by the Monongahela and the Allegheny River at Pittsburgh. And that's why they call the stadium Three Rivers.
I had no idea.
Yeah, that's why I think they still call the stadium Three Rivers, because the Allegheny and the Monongahela forms the Ohio River, which goes through Wheeling, and we lived on an island. You talk about floods.
Oh, man. So you know real floods.
I know real floods. So that's where I grew up. Went to attended public school in West Virginia, went off to the service. And,
wow.
Got my degree and kept busy in the public sector.
Well, and, before we go into public sector and just, everything else, I wanted to ask you a little bit, just because the one statement is just that I thought was so eye-catching to me, and it's the simplest one in the whole, write-up that I was reading about you, was the fact that, your mom dedicated herself to raising all the kids. And here's what I got to ask you is my family, my aunts and uncles are about 5 in their family, not 9. And even with 5, it was a little bit of a struggle. Right. Take me through just some of what you saw your mom doing and your father too, or everyone in your family, to kind of keep everyone going. I find that fascinating.
Well, again, we go back. This is the 40s and the 50s and the 60s.
Yeah. This is a lot different time, right. Too.
We knew what the, I won't go into that.
Right.
But those of us from that era, we knew what it was like.
Right.
Even in West Virginia and other parts of the country, it was the same. Racism, discrimination, and prejudice is the same, north, right. South, east, or west. But what I didn't mention about my mom, she was also a maid.
Oh.
So she would go out to what we call the high rent district, where all the wealthy white people lived back in West Virginia and Wheeling, and then she would work there during the day.
That's incredible.
And in the summer, we would help her. There were 5 of us. There were 9 of us, 5 boys and 4 girls, and 5 of us still here. But anyway, we would help Mom, scrub floors, clean windows.
It's incredible.
So you enlisted into the Air Force, correct?
Right.
What was the decision that you said, you know what, I'm doing this. I'm going to serve my country?
Well, to be honest, I didn't want to go to Vietnam, but I ended up in Vietnam anyway.
Oh, wow.
I got my letter.
Okay, that makes sense.
And I talked to my parents and I said, well, I'm going to enlist.
Okay.
And I did.
Well, and was there any bigger conversation you had with yourself about doing that, or was it just, I'm going to do this, I'm going to enlist after the cards?
Yeah, I was going to serve my country because my older brother was the Navy. He was in the Navy. Mm-hmm. And I had an uncle was in the Army. I had several uncles who were in World War II and who were in the Korean War. Mm-hmm. So military obligation and patriotism in my family goes way back to the 1800s.
Wow. Well, and, take me through your active duty career a little bit, if you don't mind, because it led you to Scott Air Force Base in the end, correct?
Right. I had 8 years active,
mm-hmm.
and I spent some time in Michigan, which I really thoroughly enjoyed. My first winter.
Real winter.
Real winter. Because we came there in the summertime.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Came there in the summertime, and you know how the weather is in northern Michigan. And then I re-enlisted in 1968, and in 69 I got stationed in Vietnam. I was in Vietnam for a year, served our country.
What was that, if it's okay for me to ask, what was that experience for you? If it's okay for me to ask, because I know that it's...
Well, I think with any veteran, your experience in the military, especially if you served in a war zone or like some of the young people today, it stays with you.
That's what I was curious.
It stayed with you. I grew up. I became of age and aware of more things about being a human being and the things that I want to do once I got out of Vietnam and came back. And I came back. I was stationed in Grand Forks Air Force Base, where I went to school. I went to school in the GI Bill there.
It's incredible. Mm-hmm. Well, and take me to the GI Bill. I used to do a veteran show in St. Louis. Mm-hmm. I produced and helped out every once in a while and talked on the air with Terry. But just to learn about some of the ways and just when these GI Bills were introduced, and also some of the newer ways, like with the real estate, the VA home loans, and some of these different programs, it's really fascinating to know, especially now, how veterans unlock their benefits. But back then, how much work that you guys had to do to find out that these benefits even existed sometimes,
Well, you know what? I'm not an expert on the VA.
Neither am I.
But at the University of North Dakota, and at North Dakota at that time, they had offices very similar to what we have over at SIUE, but it was nowhere the breadth and depth of the services that are provided today through a veterans office at colleges and universities. But we had a small office at the University of North Dakota, and we worked with the North Dakota at that time at the Employment Bureau. We called it.
Gotcha.
And the university and the VA office on campus, which I worked at.
Yep.
We were able to provide some benefits for jobs and for education for veterans at that time in the 70s.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I thought it was. It just dawned on me recently that we were able to do that.
That's incredible, and really is. And now, during your time over there at University of North Dakota, you were elected the student body president. How did that happen?
Well, I was a little older. I was in my late 20s at the time I started my college career. And, being in the military, you kind of speak up. And there were some things going on in the housing, I think, with payment and the city of Grand Forks. We didn't have a precinct. And let me go back. The precinct where the University of North Dakota was at that time, students were 90% of the voting population, but we had no representation in city council. That's where.
Oh, okay. Yeah. This is interesting. Yeah. Okay. So you guys were 90% of the voting block and had no rep.
Right. Well, the university was there. And we had at that time, I think, 10,000 students, and I think the precinct that we lived in, well, we had 80 to 90%. We had the majority of, we had enough students or enough people who could vote or eligible to vote that if we got together as students, that we could win that, we could win that council seat in the precinct where the university was.
That's incredible. And that's what I find, because I was reading through a little bit, and I find this part to be so fascinating, because I'm sure you learned a lot, in that time on how to not only navigate the red tape and the bureaucracy side of things, but also just the constituent side of things with younger folks around you and all of that. Did you learn a lot in that role?
Yeah, I certainly did. And one role I learned, which, again, the military helps you, is working together as a team. Working with people you don't always agree with. And now, we're a university. We got 10,000 so students. And there were only about 100 African Americans at the University of North Dakota at that time.
Wow.
And so as a student senator, I was able to use my experience and the experience and the friendship and the leadership of students already there, especially the Greeks, especially the Greeks, because they're.
Yeah, I get you.
The Greeks are pretty powerful in a lot of universities. They're very active on universities, and they're very interested in the politics, and I think for the good of the university. So we work together as a team, this diversity team.
Yeah.
We worked together. We nominated 3 students, one for city council, one for the House of Representatives, and one, a state senator, state representative, and a city council member.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and we won 2 out of the 3, and I was one of them. And
you hit on something that I think is so important. And right now, and this is just my takeaway, it's not like a hot take, it's just what I'm observing. We just had one of the most vicious national elections we'll ever go through. And, now we have this local one coming up, which I always find to be the most important, this municipal election. And sometimes people that are running for office, not everybody, but you get people that maybe see how a candidate acts on the presidential side of things, and they go, well, I'm going to run just like that as, a mayoral candidate, or I'm going to run as an alderperson like that, and it's me or the highway, and you got to do what I say, and if you don't, you're out of here. That doesn't work. And to me, that's where I find what you said so fascinating, because you're right. You're working with people that you aren't going to agree with 9 times out of 10, but you're a team. And whenever you were in that role, what did you learn about teamwork, that really stuck with you? Because I feel like, especially here with so many different different backgrounds and different walks of life, you really learn what a team is in that role.
Well, as I said earlier, the teamwork started.
Did you learn anything different about teams, though, that maybe you weren't used to and how they operated? Because that's where I find it, just because you have to talk in such a different way, and it's just so fascinating.
I think you always have to be willing to work with people, and you have to come to a compromise. That's what one of my opponents, when I ran for student body president, said, that Pitts is a compromiser. Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with compromising for the betterment of the people. I've always been, it's a service to me. You got to serve the people.
Yeah.
And put my own ego and my own personal objectives and wants. You have to serve the people.
Well, and you've been a part of public life for forever. And part of the Edwardsville community. Anytime we took, especially for 5 years when I was growing up, I'd look at the articles and read about the school board, and then you'd be there because you were the school board member from 2007 to 2019, around there. Take me through just some of those active public service accolades and just acknowledgments that you've had in the last couple of years. Take me through your school board position first, and I'd like to fall back on a couple of the other things afterwards.
Well, I think during the time that I served on the board with other board members, we worked together like I said, as a team, and we got some important things done.
You did.
That legacy is still today. We got 3 new schools. We were able to to carry on a good financial foundation to where the current school board and the leadership, I think, have benefited from some of the decisions, financial decisions, and some of the capital decisions and building decisions that we made.
I completely agree with you. Well, and take me through how, whenever you're running for office or whenever you're deciding I'm going to run, what conversation do you have with yourself? Is there one that you have internally on, is this really my time to run? Like when you were running in 2006, 2007, what was Paul talking about with Paul or God? Is this the right decision for me?
Well, I had a deep conversation with my wife. And our close friends and family. Am I doing this to serve people? See, that's my important thing, is to serve people.
Oh, exactly.
And put ego and personal wants and personality aside.
Yeah.
Because we're dealing with the future of our young kids. We're dealing with the future of our community, and the importance that education has played in our country.
Yeah.
Even before we became a country.
Right.
Education has always been important.
Right.
Now, how it has changed over the decades, the political aspect of it. The bottom line is that we are obligated. We are required to provide a solid education for our citizens. From the time that we are born until the time that we are called home. The education is important. And it's been important in my life, and it's been important in my family's life.
Well, and especially, too, with that mindset, because if you have a board that's not for that purpose, that's about maybe the ego or maybe that personal feud, and you're just running to knock someone else off the ticket. We've all seen it. But you tend to create, not you, but that tends to create this environment to where kids don't trust the education system, and they're watching this chaos unfold, and it leaves a lasting impression. And that's where I think you hit it 100% over, is the fact that you have to be the example for the entirety of that district.
Right.
That's very fascinating. And, do you have a moment to stick around? I got to pay a bill.
Yeah.
Hey, more conversation comes right back around the corner with Paul Pitts right here at 10:35, and a little bit of change on this 13th day of January. It's a cold one. More Daily Show next.
Hey, would you drop by the pharmacy? My doctor switched my cholesterol medication.
Yeah, will do, honey. I'm glad he's looking out for you.
OSF Healthcare can handle all of your family's primary care needs, including managing chronic conditions. Schedule an appointment today.
Life's better when you're under the American Family Insurance roof, because they know your house is home base for their dreams. Whether it's a kid like me aiming for the big leagues, ready, future rocket scientist, or a budding prima ballerina. When you feel totally protected, your family's free to pursue their dreams. She's good.
Let's go.
American Family Insurance.
With over 20 years of experience, Wilson's Tree Service has the expertise to handle all of your tree care needs. Licensed and fully insured, their team of experts are dedicated to providing reliable service. Plus, with a 24-hour emergency service line, Wilson's will always be there for you. Don't risk tackling that timber by yourself. Trust the local professionals at Wilson's Tree Service. Visit treeservicealtonil.org to get started today.
No matter the season, Play It Again Sports in Edwardsville has the gear the athletes need to get in the game. Whether you're shopping for the newest sports equipment or saving money on quality used gear, Play It Again Sports carries what you need to maximize performance to get the most out of every swing, kick, stroke, or shot. We'll even buy your used goods, paying cash on the spot. We carry all the gear for all the sports all year long. We're your hometown sporting goods store. Play It Again Sports, conveniently located at 4 Club Center Court in Edwardsville.
Ready for fantastic deals? Head to Village Dispensary, where every day is a celebration. Start your week with 25% off Dog Walker pre-rolls on Monday. Tuesday, enjoy 25% off Dibs gummies. On Wednesday, enjoy 30% off Nevada pens. On Thursday, it's 30% off CQ sodas, margaritas, and more. Friday, enjoy 3.5 grams of Megatron by NGW and Cronuts number 4 by Paul Bunyan for $25. Visit villagedispo.com and shop now.
Picture This and More has...
Welcome back. Daily Show hitting you. A little bit of change on this 20th day of January. 10:36 is the time. Really great conversation there with Paul Pitts, and really just fascinating conversations all week long. You can go back and watch that in real time on RiverBender.com/Daily Show. They're all getting set up now. The First Lady, Melania Trump, just made her way into the rotunda, and they're getting pretty much all set up now for the swearing-in ceremony. We'll bring you in and out of that now, but might as well take you back there to it. On the screen, as you see more folks going in and out of the rotunda, Melania Trump sitting there right across the aisle is Joe Biden, the current First Lady of the United States, as more folks are making their appearances here now. And we'll just bring you back there now to the sights and sounds of it as we have more individuals. It looks like Minority Leader in the House, Hakeem Jeffries, making his appearance to the rotunda now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States, the Honorable Joseph R. Biden Jr., and Vice President of the United States, the Honorable Kamala Devi Harris.
Joe Biden getting played for the final time. Hail to the Chief.
Ladies and gentlemen, escorting the Vice President-elect, the Executive Director for the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, Mr. Michael Wagner, Senate Deputy Sergeant-at-Arms and Doorkeeper, Jason Bell, and House Deputy Sergeant-at-Arms, Mr. Sean Keating. Ladies and gentlemen, the Vice President-elect of the United States, the Honorable J.D. Vance. Ladies and gentlemen, escorting the President-elect, the Staff Director for the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, Elizabeth Farah, House Sergeant at Arms, the Honorable William P. McFarland. Senate Sergeant at Arms and Doorkeeper, the Honorable Jennifer A. Hemingway. Senate Majority Leader, the Honorable John Thune. And the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, House Democratic Leader, the Honorable Hakeem Jeffries. House Majority Leader, the Honorable Steve Scalise. Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Honorable Mike Johnson. Senate Democratic Leader, the Honorable Charles E. Schumer. Ranking Member of the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, the Honorable Deb Fischer. And Chairwoman of the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, the Honorable Amy Klobuchar. Ladies and gentlemen, the President-elect of the United States, the Honorable Donald John Trump. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Please welcome the Chairwoman of the Joint Congressional Committee on Inaugural Ceremonies, the Honorable Amy Klobuchar.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the 60th presidential inauguration. Today, President-elect Trump and Vice President-elect Vance will take their oaths of office, and we will witness the peaceful transfer of power at the heart of our democracy. For the past year, I've chaired the inaugural ceremony committee, which includes the leadership of Congress from both parties. We thank the committee and Capitol staff and law enforcement who worked so hard over the last year, and especially the last 3 days. You've done a beautiful job, and you have shown grace under pressure. Our theme this year is our enduring democracy. The presence of so many presidents and vice presidents here today is truly a testament to that endurance. We welcome President Biden and Dr. Biden. We welcome Vice President Harris and Doug Emhoff, President Obama, President Clinton and Secretary Clinton, President Bush and Laura Bush, Vice President Pence, Vice President Quayle and Marilyn Quayle. The justices of the United States Supreme Court are with us, all 9 of them I counted, and of course the Trump and Vance families. This ceremony marks what will soon be 250 years of our democracy. It is the moment when leaders, elevated by the will of the people, promise to be faithful to our Constitution, to cherish and defend it. It is the moment when they become, as we all should be, the guardians of our country. Through war and peace, through adversity and prosperity, we hold this inauguration every 4 years, and today it falls on Martin Luther King Day, a further reminder that we must strive to uphold the values enshrined in our Constitution, the freedoms, the liberties, and, as is inscribed on the entrance of the United States Supreme Court, equal justice under law. But what makes this moment more than a passing ceremony is all who are watching it across the country, the people of this nation, the ordinary people doing extraordinary things. President Kennedy, who at one point worked as a senator in this building and would often walk through this very rotunda, once said, "In a democracy, every citizen, regardless of interest in politics, holds office. Every one of us is in a position of responsibility." With that responsibility of citizenship comes an obligation not to seek out malice, as President Lincoln once reminded us, but to view others with a generosity of spirit despite our differences. With that responsibility of leadership comes an obligation to stand our ground when we must and find common ground when we can. With everything swirling around us, the hot mess of division, it is on all of us, to quote an incredible songwriter who just happened to be born in my state, to ensure that our nation's democracy is our shelter from the storm. There's a reason this ceremony takes place at the Capitol. In other countries, it might be in a presidential palace or a gilded executive office building. Here it is traditionally held at the Capitol, the People's House. It is a fitting reminder of the system of checks and balances that is the very foundation of our government, 3 equal branches of government. That is how, for nearly 250 years, our great American experiment, grounded in the rule of law, has endured. So, as we inaugurate a new president and vice president, let us remember that the power of those in this room comes from the people. The construction workers who build our country, the teachers and healthcare workers who nurture us, the troops defending our freedoms, and yes, the firefighters in Los Angeles putting themselves on the line for us. Our democracy's strength and grit must match theirs. May God bless our nation. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Endurance through the years is the ultimate test. To persevere through time is the truest measure of an idea, an institution, and a nation. Our founders wrote the Constitution so that America could withstand all the twists and turns of time. They wrote it to guide us and to preserve forever our right of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But as much as the truths and principles enshrined in our Constitution remain the same, our democracy promises the American people the power to change, to chart their own destiny. That's the beauty. That is the importance of democracy. It allows the endurance, the permanence of a nation through change. It allows nations like our United States both to avoid the obstacles and to seize the opportunities God has placed before us, all while staying true to our founding principles. Today is our country's 60th inauguration ceremony. Like all the others before it, it is a celebration of our right to set our uniquely American course. The past several years have been trying at times for many, many Americans, and also for the nations of the free world that we humbly strive to lead. In November, Americans chose again to steer this nation towards greatness, the secure, safe, and prosperous future that our founders envisioned for all of us. And today, we celebrate not only their decision to do so, but also the simple right and wisdom of a free people to make their own choice so that their nation might endure. And now, allow me to welcome Archbishop Timothy Dolan and Reverend Franklin Graham, who will deliver our invocation. Please rise.
Be still and know that I am God, supreme among the nations, supreme on the earth. Let us pray. Remembering General George Washington on his knees at Valley Forge, recalling Abraham Lincoln at his second inaugural, with malice toward none, with charity for all, with firmness in the right as God gives us to see the right. Remembering General George Patton's instructions to his soldiers as they began the Battle of the Bulge 8 decades ago: pray, pray when fighting, pray alone, pray with others, pray by night, pray by day. Observing the birthday of the Reverend Martin Luther King, who warned, without God, our efforts turn to ashes. We, blessed citizens of this one nation under God, humbled by our claim that in God we trust, gather indeed this Inauguration Day to pray for our President Donald J. Trump, his family, his advisors, his cabinet, his aspirations, his vice president, for the Lord's blessings upon Joseph Biden, for our men and women in uniform, for each other whose hopes are stoked this new year, this Inauguration Day. We cannot err in relying upon that prayer from the Bible, upon which our president will soon place his hand and oath, as we make our own the supplications of King Solomon for wisdom as he began his governance. God of our fathers, in your wisdom you set man to govern your creatures, to govern in holiness and justice, to render justice with integrity. Give our leader wisdom, for he is your servant, aware of his own weakness and brevity of life. If wisdom which comes not from you be not with him, he shall be held in no esteem. Send wisdom from heavens, that she may be with him, that he may know your designs. Please, God, bless America. Please, mend her every flaw. You are the God in whom we trust, who lives and reigns forever and ever. Amen.
Mr. President, the last 4 years There are times I'm sure you thought it was pretty dark. But look what God has done. We praise him and give him glory. Let us pray. Our Father and our God, thou hast said, blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. As the prophet Daniel prayed, blessed be the name of God forever and ever. For wisdom and might are his. He changes the times and the seasons. He removes kings. He raises up kings. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to those who have understanding. Our Father, today, as President Donald J. Trump takes the oath of office once again, we come to say thank you, O Lord our God. Father, when Donald Trump's enemies thought he was down and out, you and you alone saved his life and raised him up with strength and power by your mighty hand. We pray for President Trump that you'll watch over, protect, guide, direct him. Give him your wisdom from your throne on high. We ask that you would bless him and that our nation would be blessed through him. We also ask that you would bless and protect Melania as First Lady. We thank you for the beauty, the warmth, and grace that she shows not only to this nation, but to the whole world. We thank you for Vice President-elect J.D. Vance and his wife Usha and their young family. May he be a strength to President Trump, to stand beside him, to hold up his arms like Aaron held up the arms of Moses in the midst of battle. The prophet Samuel reminded the people, it was you that brought them up from the land of Egypt. And he said, now stand still that I may reason with you before the Lord. So Father, we take this moment to stand still, to remember the great things that you have done for this nation. Thank you for the protection, the bounty, the freedoms that we so enjoy. We remember to keep our eyes fixed on you, and may our hearts be inclined to your voice. We know that America can never be great again if we turn our backs on you. We ask for your help, and we pray all of this in the name of the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, your Son, my Savior, and our Redeemer, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Associate Justice Kavanaugh to administer the Vice Presidential Oath of Office.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, James David Vance, do solemnly swear.
I, James David Vance, do solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith.
That I will bear true faith.
And allegiance to the same.
And allegiance to the same.
That I take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation.
Without any mental reservation.
Or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge.
And that I will well and faithfully discharge.
The duties of the office.
The duties of the office.
On which I am about to enter.
On which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. Vice President.
please welcome Chief Justice Roberts to administer the presidential oath of office.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
That I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
The office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
And will, to the best of my ability.
And will, to the best of my ability.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
Preserve, protect, and defend.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
There you witnessed the swearing-in ceremony of the nation's 47th president, Donald John Trump, and the nation's 50th vice president, J.D. Vance. We're going to say so long for now. You can see the speech from the president, Donald Trump, in just a couple of moments. He'll be giving that. But thank you so much for tuning in today. Until tomorrow, try your best to stay out of jail.